Well, my project for this afternoon is going to be trimming these bushes. It is springtime. Well, I feel like it's been spring, but we've had a lot of 70-30, 70-30 weather. I need to get this pine straw freshened up, which is not going to be today. Get these weeds killed. They kind of just explode overnight, you know, once it starts warming up for the spring. These bushes are just crazy. They have just exploded also. I usually trim these twice a year, and I want to replace them, and I was going to do it this spring, but I just don't have time. So for now, I'm just going to whack them down. You see this big area here, this, and all of this used to be slap full of plants. We bought this house, I'm going to say 5 years ago now, maybe 4.5. Anyways, all full of beautiful flowering plants, and man, we had a lot of copperheads here. So I finally just gave up, dug all this up. But I like these bushes, but they have got them planted so close to the porch that they're growing out this away, and they are just naked. Got a few crazy limbs here and there, but they're just, you know, just naked on the backside, and I don't like that. You can see right here, they're so close to the porch that they can't fill in on the backside. They just grow this away, droop over, and one of them, I haven't looked at it in a while. One of them got some bugs in it. Oh yeah. Yeah, it has, look at this guy here. Got some bugs in it. We haven't had any problems in it. This was full and thick, and whatever happened there. So probably gonna ignore the moldy siding. It is springtime. Once again, it is not a fan of vinyl. Not a fan of vinyl siding. It molds, you know, very easy. As you can tell, have a lot of trees around here. Next day or so, I'm gonna get this edge reestablished. We'll pull what we can weed wise, and then get some fresh straw down. But for now, let's get on these bushes. Man, they look horrible. I don't know if you can see all the pollen coming up out of these bushes, but it is horrible. So what I like to do is just take a rake, obviously, and just knock all this loose stuff out of the bush. You know, that way in a week or so, when it's all dead, I don't have a bunch of dead brown stuff all in here. But I mean, this is, you know, it's a little choppy. I don't know if you can tell that little patch that's sticking up. So normally what I'll do is I'll come through. Come through, knock all the, you know, I mean, I don't get all of it, you know, there's gonna be a ton of it in here, but I'll just knock what I can. And then there'll be a few little guys that pop back up. And I guess when I'm just going back and forth, I guess it just gets, you know, bent over and tangled up or whatever. So that's just what I like to do. Get the loose stuff out. I'll come back one more time and just kind of buzz over the top. Now this side definitely looks better than this side. It's just, it's not filled in as much. I don't know if maybe these bushes are closer together. Got a few more dips, but I don't really do anything fancy. Chop the top, you know, do the sides, and I just kind of break the edges. It actually looks a lot better like in a week. You know, it's kind of like a haircut. Even a bad haircut grows out. So I don't really worry about it getting super perfect, because, you know, it's they don't grow perfect. And you know, I'm not trying to carve animals or anything, but well, here you go. Right here, like you can see, there's just tons of these little loose guys in here. That's what I'm trying to get out with the rake. There's a good bit of them. I don't know if it actually shows all of them flying out, but it is a good bit just sitting on top, and it'll be like a brown layer probably in a couple of days, but definitely, you know, in a week it'll look horrible. A lot of them still over here, but I just try to, you know, nothing fancy. You know, just try to round them up a little bit, and in a week when everything kind of perks back up, and it'll all blend in real nice. Of course, except for this dead bush here, and it looks like, I don't know if this is bugs getting into this here, but whatever. I really want to replace all these anyway. On the back side, it is just awful looking. You know, I try to get a straight line. I don't want it up on the porch. But it's just horrible. I don't know if you can really, you know, look how thick this is. It's just nothing. Nothing. And one more thing that I do just for me is, I don't know if you see me kind of just trimming the bottoms off, and that's just to make it easier for me, because I'm gonna I'm gonna go over the top of this with fresh pine straw, and I'm just gonna shove it all up under these bushes, and it just makes it easier. I'm not trying to, you know, I just like to. We had a huge snake problem, and you know, still have a lot of snakes. I just don't want the copperheads up around the house. I want to be able to see what's what, and this is just, you know, I just like everything high and clean, and when I get the pine straw down, it'll kind of fill in that gap there. So now the clippings, I don't pick these up. This is all, I don't pick this stuff up. Anything really big, I will, like this one right here. You know, I'll grab some of these that may stick up real high, but this is all laying pretty flat, and it's going to turn brown, and you know, this stuff's basically dead anyway. So I'm just going to cover everything with pine straw, and it just helps add to the thickness. And so I don't know, does that make weeds grow back or faster or fertilize it or break down? And I don't know. I don't know. It's just, there's no reason for me to try to pick through this and rake all this up. And the only thing I'm going to do is I'll pull a few of these bigger weeds. The rest of the weeds I'll just spray with some weed killer. And then normally throughout the summer, I only have to spot spray. As this stuff breaks down, I don't know. I think pine straw does a really good job of stopping weeds. Every spring I always get like an explosion. I think that's just, I don't know if maybe seeds are being produced, and as they blow into here and the spring comes, they start, I'm not real sure, but once I cover it, spray it one time and cover it real good, I typically just have to do a few spot sprays. I don't do a whole lot of pulling. I just, I'm not crawling around on the ground. I'm not going to be bent over all day. It just kills my back. So, it seems to work pretty good. But I'm just going to finish these up. The starting to lose the sun. So I started this at 5 p.m. It is 6:03 right now, so I'm about an hour into it. I'm just going to wrap this up, and that's going to do it for my bush trimming. Definitely looks better further away you get. I got to drop that flag back down. But you have to ignore the porch. I'm not done painting that, and for whatever reason, I keep getting a lot of mold over there. I have a lot of trees on this property, but the house is in the sun quite a bit, so I'm just not sure. Do have a creek in the back, and it's pretty wet back through the woods. There's another creek further back. There it is. Bushes trimmed. And well, that's it. Like I said, I usually only have to do this twice a year. If you're wondering what I used an Echo PAS 225. I've had this one for at least 10 years. It breaks apart right here. I've got several attachments: blower, string trimmer. I've got the hedge trimmer. I've got the brush cutter. I actually have another one of these that is like a dedicated brush cutter. But I've had this one for 10 years. The only thing I've had to do is replace this prime bubble, which, Echo chainsaw, same thing. These things just, I guess they just, the type of rubber it is, they dry rot, and then you can't prime it. So, and air filters and occasional spark plug, but I haven't had to change the spark plug. I've just done it as part of jump on Amazon, order the little maintenance package. I think I'll say I've done it twice in 10 years. You can see super nasty. Now this is just like homeowner model. Definitely if I was using this commercially, I would have like dedicated for each. But for me, as a homeowner, I've only got one motor to keep up with. I use the string trimmer. This I use maybe twice a year. Used to, weed eater or string trimmer. I take it off, throw the blower on there. I've only got one. I used to have a separate, just a regular blower. It's just one more motor to keep up with. And this thing has been great. So, all right, I'm going to finish cleaning these bushes. I'm losing the sun here. I'll catch you on the next one.